So I do this video every year around my booktube anniversary. I don't really know how this video and my anniversary of starting this channel got aligned, but somehow that's happened and it's been a year, so it's time to do it again. 7 years on YouTube. Let's talk about some things you won't like. The first question is a popular book or series that you didn't like. I'm gonna give you 3 because I'm obnoxious. First one will make a lot of you very sad, but I keep getting this question, so it's time to address it in a video. Hyperion. I said I was going to read it in January, and I started it and was reading it very slowly, and then I said I was going to read it in February, and then I continued reading it very slowly, and I think at this point I've decided that it's going to be a DNF. It's not a forever DNF. I might come back to it someday, but I just don't think I'm connecting with it, and I've read the first 4 stories, so I've read through The Scholar's Tale, which admittedly The Scholar's Tale was quite good, but I'm just not connecting with the storytelling style, the sections, the different stories and how they're all connected and they're all exposing pieces of this greater, larger mystery. It's just not suiting me. I don't know how to explain it better than that, other than just like the way the story is being told is not connecting with me, even though The Scholar's Tale was very good. I still just don't have motivation to continue it, and I'm very sorry. Next up is Cradle. This series is so loved on BookTube, and I don't dislike it. I have enjoyed each and every book that I've read. I just don't love any of them. I've read 4. I've been emphatically told that book 5 is when the series gets amazing. So yeah, maybe I'll read book 5 someday. It's not a forever quit, but I just really don't think that the series is for me. It's very fast paced. It's very action on action on action. Get to the next stage, without really stopping to explore things. And it's not suiting me. It's a good series. No hate. I just don't think that it's mine. And the final one to disappoint you and ruin your day is Fruits Basket. I started off loving this series. I started off convinced that it was going to be, at the very least, something that I was gonna like the whole way through, but I just didn't. I fell out of love with it. I didn't finish it, and I don't think I ever will. Next question. Question number 2, a popular book or series that everyone else seems to hate, but you love. Once again, I'm giving you 3. This will be a much more positive one. So, first of all, I just finished the Age of Madness trilogy, and the conclusion to that trilogy is very controversial. Some people love it, some people hate it. I love this trilogy. This is one of the best books I've read all year. Other people feel differently. Interrupting Murphy here, I'm going to replace the second book that I had for this and instead insert The Magicians. I'm only half done with it, but I love it. I hate it, but I love it. And it has a 3.5 rating on Goodreads. I've heard so much hate for this book from my friends. I kind of expected to hate it too, but hoped I would love it, and I do. I'm only half done, so it could ruin itself for me, but by the time this video goes up, I won't have finished it yet. And it deserves to be in this because so many people hate this book, and I do too, but I also love it. And finally, On Stranger Tides. I admit that there's some nostalgia tied to this because my dad loved this book. I read it in middle school. I loved it. As an adult, I still love it. There is nostalgia tied to that, but yeah, it doesn't seem to be the most popular book out there, even though I have a lot of positive feelings attached to it. Question number 3, a love triangle where the main character ended up with the person you did not want them to end up with. Fiona of the Dawn. I'm sorry, I'm not into Hawk. I'm not into him. Maybe the series will change my mind. I'm only on volume 12, but as of right now, he's a fine character, but I'm not into it. You know what else I'm not into? Having my private information stolen, which is why this video is sponsored by Surfshark. And I'm a compulsive liar, so my lawyer is standing in to make sure I represent Surfshark well. More than once, Corey and I have been on vacation and tried to upload a video to YouTube and been locked out of my account because we're in an unfamiliar location. And then we've had to jump through hoops to regain access to my YouTube channel from this new location. With a VPN, with Surfshark, I can change my virtual location and avoid all that nonsense. It also keeps my Wi-Fi information secure, so I can log on to public Wi-Fi, and it encrypts my online data and keeps me safe on public Wi-Fi. So now that you're basically immune to theft, the next time you find yourself in a dark alley at night and you get jumped by a stranger, as you do, they actually can't touch you. You're completely immune to theft. They can't physically harm you ever again. No, they don't do that. Don't go down dark alleys. Plus, some websites will show you prices based on your location, but with Surfshark VPN, you get the best deals when shopping online or buying your next flight ticket. And now that you're invincible and your identity is a secret, put on a ski mask. Go rob a bank if you want to. No, stop. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Ready to live with no consequences? Click the link in my description to use the code SNEAKYMurphy to get 83% off and 3 extra months for free. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk. Click the link now and check them out. Question number 4, a popular book genre that you hardly reach for. That'll be mystery. I don't hate it. Mystery has worked for me at some points in life, but it rarely does, and I don't seek it out. Question number 5. A popular or beloved character that you do not like. I have 3. Fits. I'm trying to only talk about the things that were relevant within the last year because, you know, I do this tag every year. But Fitz has become re-relevant because I read the Live Ship Traders trilogy this year, loved it, well, within the last 24 months, loved it, and said I'm just gonna skip the Fitz books and go straight into Rain Wilder, and I have had such a reaction to that now I don't know what to do because I don't want to read more Fitz. Actively don't want to read from his POV. I understand that a lot of people love him and they admit, yeah, he's a fool, but you know, he's my fool. I don't feel that way. I don't want to read from Fitz anymore. So I don't know what to do because everybody's telling me skipping these books and going straight to Rain Wilder is the wrong choice, but I don't want to read more Fitz. So I'm kind of at a loss. Yell at me in the comments. I know you will. Senlin! What a dope. What a fool. Just makes every wrong decision. And I get that he's the normal guy in the fantasy world, but my golly, Senlin, I just need you to think a little. And finally, because every year for this question, I put in a One Piece character that everybody else loves and I just don't love on the same level. So it feels like I gotta keep that tradition and have a One Piece character here too. So I'm gonna say one that you don't know about, unless you're one of my patrons, because I've avoided talking about him. And it's, see, I don't even know how to say his name. Ryunosuke, the painted dragon. I don't get it. I don't get it. I loved everybody's reaction when they were all mourning him after he faded. But I'm kind of with Zoro and whoever else said it, Usopp, who else was it? It's just a painting. It's just a drawing. I don't get it. This one doesn't have a positive counterpart, but I really am not interested in just making an all negative video, so I'm gonna go ahead and add 3 positive ones that other people seem to dislike but I love, starting with Felicin. Apparently Felicin, the way I say her name is wrong, but she's from Malazan. She's a brat. She's a brat, and I love her. She's been through a lot, and I understand why she is the way she is, and she can feel, and she can just, she can be a brat. She's earned it. Savine, another brat that a lot of people hate, but I just want to wrap her up in a hug and tell her everything's gonna be okay. She's from the Age of Madness trilogy. And finally, a One Piece counterpart to kind of balance out the fact that I don't understand your love for Roanosuke. I don't understand your not love for Perona. She deserves more love. She's my ghosty girl. Her laugh is amazing. I love that she encompasses the vibe of cute gothic. How often you usually get gothic or you get cute? She's cute gothic and I love her, and her depression ghosts are amazing. And she's my friend. On to question 6. Question number 6, a popular author that you can't seem to get into. I don't have an answer for this one. I don't read authors consistently enough unless I like them to really have an answer. So, question number 7, a popular book trope that you're tired of seeing. So I've recently been reflecting on the fact that I don't think, yes, there are tropes that I actively dislike most of the time when I see them, but I'm seeing them done well, or at least in ways that I'm pretty happy with, often enough that I don't don't think I have as strong opinions about book tropes as I once did. I have problems with book tropes being used in the same way over and over again, but I think pretty much almost any trope can be done really interestingly. So that's a whole nother conversation we could have. But what I'll say is I just really don't like angst. And it's not about miscommunication, though it can be. I'm not into romance anyway, so angst is usually attached to romance, and I just don't want to sit through it. Next question. Question number 8. A popular book or series that you have no interest in reading. The prequel to The Priory of an Orange Tree came out just recently. Everybody's reading it and everybody's loving it, and I didn't have strong feelings about Priory. I thought that it was good, not great, and I have no interest in continuing on with a prequel or a sequel or anything that's added to the series. I want you to love it. I hope you do. I just don't have any interest. And the final question, question number 10, nope, that's a 9. The saying goes, the book is always better than the movie, but what movie or TV show adaptation do you prefer more than the book? Well, I think it's pretty obvious that both the Avatar adaptation, the new live action, as well as the One Piece live action are gonna surpass the originals. They're obviously going to be amazing. I'm just kidding. I don't have high expectations for either, but they both look like they might be decent, so fingers are crossed that it'll at least be enjoyable. But to actually answer this question, it's gonna be Little Women. I loved the Little Women book. I thought that it was amazing, and I've read it multiple times, but the movie, the most recent one, I honestly, there's very few things that I think that it could have done to be any better than it was. I don't know that I would say that it's better than the book, but I would put it on the same level. I would say that they're equally as good, though for different reasons. Those are all the questions for the Unpopular Opinions book tag. Like I said, I do this every single year, so you can watch back a whole bunch of others of these if you want to. I hope you enjoyed kind of hanging out with me outdoors while we do the different questions. I thought it might be a fun little way to do this a little bit differently this year. All these questions will be linked in the description of this video, so feel free to answer these questions yourself in the comments, or, you know, fight me on any of the answers that I gave. And be sure to check out Surfshark. Thank you, Surfshark, for sponsoring this video. I post videos every Monday and Friday on this channel, Tuesdays and Thursdays on my second channel, where I talk about everything that I'm reading week to week, do spoiler reviews for my favorite things that I read. I'll see you again soon. Bye.